we go. I'm a Logic fan. Me and my team got to intervene. What's the point of living if you ain't living in a dream?
Me and my team gotta intervene. What's the point of living if you ain't living a dream?
All right, guys, welcome to the Easy Side Update. We got episode 24. We got Bubba Crypto, Too Easy Trizzy. What's going on?
Shout out to Kobe. This is our Kobe episode.
There we go. Black Mamba. Let's go.
Shout out to Ken Griffey as well. Shout out Barry Bonds, ASU grad, just two dudes who love hitting the home run.
Yeah, shout out to the 2424. What has always been the most incredible part about the crypto industry is how quick people come and go. We discussed conviction last week, and one thing I know to hold true is how a down market can suck the enthusiasm right out the soul of any person that is complacent with their portfolio.
As crypto continues to be tested under extreme conditions, we see how a diversified portfolio is important to risk management. We're seeing cryptos and exchanges falling from the sky and burning right in front of our eyes.
That's not cool. That's what you wanted to laugh?
Ready? Hold on. We're seeing cryptos and exchanges falling from the sky and burning right in front of our eyes. At Too Easy Crypto, we don't want you to get caught with your pants down like the guy who got melted in Pompeii. Okay. Did you hear the Pompeii part though? Imagine the max pain of being all in on Luna or getting your portfolio locked out on Celsius. Take a look in the Too Easy Crypto University if you want to learn more about diversification.
Let's go.
We don't want you to be all in on any of these positions. Not Shiba, not Bitcoin, not missionary. So spice up your portfolio and give the market some deep dives. This year has been full of obstacles, but we consume the adversity and continue to grow each step of the way.
Let's go.
When others give up, you keep on running. Each obstacle is a time for you as an investor to analyze your investment, be aware of the problems at hand, and how each project and team approaches the resolution. Yeah, dude.
Yo, real quick, before we do get into Charles, I want to say this. Fight for every yard and give this market everything you got, because it is free markets that end up innovating the future and building a better tomorrow. And cryptocurrency is a free market that was built by and for freedom. So what do you think is going to happen here? Opportunity is limitless. So if you would like to get into Charles Hoskinson, the guy came out for us this week. Let's go. He's been coming out the past couple weeks.
Yeah, he is.
Mr. Hoskinson. Did I say that? I'm trying. Yes. Thank you very much. And I know we just have a few seconds left, but there's a lot of discussion about whether we should regulate certain cryptocurrency as commodities or securities. What do you think might the benefits? And maybe you could talk just a little bit about that. What are the drawbacks, things like that?
Well, with 37 seconds.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, the gentleman can take as much time as he requires.
Oh, thank you, Mr.
Well,
Chair.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I mean, don't push it, but
Yeah.
It's a fine line here.
You got to be careful. I'm Italian.
Yep. Mm-hmm. He said, "Yep, I got that sausage."
When you look at cryptocurrencies in general, I've always viewed them like financial stem cells. They're kind of more fundamental than a particular category, like a currency or a commodity. And really, it depends on the markets they're traded on and the use and utility that they have. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what public policy considerations are you attempting to satisfy? Is it sanctions compliance? Is it consumer protection? Is it market stability? What we do as an industry is we're all about transparency.
Ooh. Right there, dude. That's where we can pause it. That's just absolutely neat.
That was my favorite part of it. I was like, have we not been talking about this? Maybe
for months. Jeez Louise, man. We have reached a point where mass adoption is truly right around the corner, and I believe that Charles has it right. The leaders in Washington need to do more than just blanket regulation across the whole crypto market. They need to look a little bit deeper. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to, help with sanctions or stop a country from doing illicit activities? And how do we monitor those illicit activities? And I think folks in Washington seem to represent freedom, but they seem to always act different when they finally get to Washington. And so if they are going to sit down with crypto, or if they're going to sit down crypto leaders and question them, then they need to listen and act accordingly. Don't just bring these people in and waste their time. They developed some of the greatest mathematical, pieces of technology out there in the world, and they're giving you the time of day to please understand why we're saying embrace this stuff. So, Charles, thank you, man. Yep. He did really good at Consensus, too, last week or 2 weeks ago.
I felt like that was low-key monumental.
Yeah.
I might get clowned on by some maxis saying that, but I was like, yo, that man just pulled up on Congress and, that's
Come
nuts. On. If you were to think of, like, where the market was when I got in, it's like, that's huge.
It's huge.
But there's probably a lot of people that don't want that transparency in Washington because they either benefit from it or, they can't even audit it because it's just so far gone that it would probably cause some problems.
Yeah, maybe show some illicit activities.
Right.
So speaking of illicit activities, we got UK. They are kind of, showing what they're expecting with crypto regulation KYC rule, which is know your customer, right? Know your customer is important for exchanges to report taxes and give tax documents to their customers, and then be able to report that to whatever government institution takes that filing in whatever country. So UK was like, okay, we're going to break down some understanding here. Thank God. Okay, we're going to leave it on the exchange. The exchange needs to record the transactions, and if there's illicit activities, they will be asked to report those records. So, and that's another thing, like what kind of oversight is the government getting in, and are they, strong arming any of these companies? Because that's what we need to understand. In the United States, it kind of seems a little sketch. Later on we'll go into Coinbase and stuff. That's why I'm hot and cold with them, but it's like, there's plenty of opportunity here, kind of copy the best that these other countries are doing, and UK seems to may have possibly taken a move in the right direction this week. So
right. I'm super proud of the UK. They didn't even need Austin Powers on the case. They got their full mojo back. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Let's go. Did you write that down?
I wrote that down, bro. But I was also like, I also wrote this down. I was like, well, I might have to jump ship and put on a red coat like Benedict Arnold. It was also in the script. That's why I was like, oh, this is a script and a half, baby.
Yo, congrats, Trizzy. The meme culture is reeking out of you right now. Let's go. Representation. We need Too Easy, Trizzy. That's the vote. Dude. That was
You're voting
beautiful.
for me? I've seriously
100%.
been thinking of running for president.
Yeah, I mean, we need somebody.
I don't have any budget for like advertising. Advertising. I can't even say it. I don't have any money to be like, yeah, look at me, I'm running for president. So just like find me on Twitter at Too Easy Trizzy. That's me.
I think in 2016 there was a candidate running in South Carolina called These Nuts. I'm not kidding. They wrote it on the ballot or whatever. Let's get into it though. I think this was really cool because in one standpoint, I think that maybe the UK and the government was like, this is a lot to ask of the actual investor of every single transaction. Let's put it on the business. If they want to operate in crypto, this is what we expect from you. There's going to be, hey, you need to report this information to us, especially if we ask for it for illicit activities. Okay, cool. Now, this is the thing that I think governments are going to be soon realizing, that the regulation, right? I understand regulation when you take crypto and you sell it into a currency, but regulation when it comes to like crypto to crypto is where they're going to have a lot of problems because of decentralized exchanges and swapping protocols. So I mean, are they going to be out here banning Sushi Swap, Uniswap, Pancake? You know, what is it that they plan on doing? But in my opinion, these swapping protocols bring so much liquidity and value and opportunity, just like AAVE does with lending and borrowing, right? Compound does the same thing, just smaller scale right now compared to different, lending protocols. But this is a great opportunity for the government to like reach out with a gesture of good faith. Hey guys, we want to say, yes, it's on the exchange, and we just want to make sure we're watching for bad activity. That's cool. I think a lot of people can get behind that. So UK, run that. But I want to say this part, regardless, it is the decentralized exchanges and wallets that will win the day, especially when fees are under control. So, and I think it's like that Trojan horse thing we were talking about with Bitcoin. It's kind of like that. You guys let us in with decentralized exchanges and wallets.
We don't talk about the Trojan horse.
Oh my God. Well, they already brought it in.
No. What do you mean? What if the Trojan horse, they walked up to the gate and then they got out and then they were like, "Hey guys, so we're actually hiding in here to slaughter your city"? I don't think it would have just worked the way. We got to keep the secret.
Nah.
Yeah.
But
all right, so
go ahead.
Did you have anything else you wanted to say? Because I have a transition I wrote down.
No, that was the only thing I wanted to make sure I just stated. Like decentralized exchanges and wallets, there's tons of them out there. There's plenty of opportunity, and unless they're going to shut down the internet, like they're going to have a hard time regulating the actual blockchain ecosystem. So, and with interoperability, you have all these different blockchains communicating with one another. Like, really, how are they going to regulate this stuff? They need to regulate the businesses, the bad players, the hedge funds, make sure those people are vetted, because you need to protect the investor, because the retail investor is what's most excited about this industry. So protect us. You guys claim to want to protect citizens and protect investors. Retail investors are like regular day-to-day people that are investing what they've earned and a little extra. So come on, what the you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. So let's get this shit right. Good job, UK. Shout out.
Good job, UK. Shout out Austin Powers one more time.
Yeah.
Shout out to the hot girl in Austin Powers that had the machine gun for her chest and started shooting. That was pretty. I mean, I was a young man, but I thought that was pretty explosive. Speaking of BDSM, we have India tightening the grip on the necks of crypto bros and gals.
Oh.
India's Central Tax Authority has issued clarification around its decision to execute a 1% tax deduction at source, on top of a 30% tax on cryptocurrency profits. So it says, whoa. It doesn't say, oh. You got that part. According to our sources, new rules state that exchanges will have to deduct taxes from cryptocurrency buyers each transaction above certain thresholds. I'm reading text, but it says tax, but it's a text at the same time, so I'm not wrong. I'm not an idiot. It's fine. So this tax will have to be paid to the central government within 30 days when the deduction was made. Meanwhile, the central government is like, thank you, come again.
Well done.
And a slow wind up, but he gets it home. I really mean that in good faith. Shout out to Abu. Shout out to The Simpsons. Shout out to my lunatic, which the only reason that publicity stunt was even done was to bring, viewership to my lunatic. So
Dude,
thank you, Simpsons.
This is your best episode yet, dude. Good for you. I'm so glad you're shining right now. Shining.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome, dude.
Shining.
You deserve that. Let's get into the nitty gritty on this stuff. Yes, BDSM. These people are being strangled by the neck. And what's even crazier is this article. This article's title: India clarifies crypto taxes. Clarifies. Thank you for bringing clarification. We're going to tax you guys 30%, but before the 30% kicks in, we're going to tax you 1% tax on any transaction that happens over a certain amount. Sound cool?
You're like, hey, no, it was 30, now it's 31, and we want 1% within 30 days of you getting it, so you can't run away.
Yeah. What the fuck? And then it's not, and then it doesn't stop there. Okay, we're gonna tax you and the exchange if you go crypto to crypto. Okay, okay, hold up. So now you're going to hurt the business and you're going to hurt the consumer. You're going to completely annihilate any kind of business or cryptocurrency there. And what happens when you have the bankless around the world utilizing it anyways? What happens when the Indian people are utilizing cryptocurrency and you guys can't regulate the transaction and you guys are asking for taxes on transactions that you can't regulate, you can't monitor, you can't demand? What are you going to do? Come in and shut down every business in the country? Like, they tried to do that here in the United States, bro. That doesn't work. You can't shut us down for nothing. We keep running. No matter if we sick, we tired, we out here thriving. We ain't dying. And that's the crazy part about India. It's like these poor people, they got some of the most brilliant and most brilliant minds in the world, dude. And some of the coolest people. And yet they're getting their opportunity of a lifetime taken away from them, right? You know, I feel like
only 31% of it.
31%. And that's the thing that people forget. Oh, well, at least the government's getting their fair share, right? Those people need to pay their taxes. Okay, well, sorry to tell you the truth, dude. Taxes don't encourage innovation when you can go pay 0% tax in a different country on this, right? Why do you think so many corporate people own shit in Delaware? Okay, there's no tax, right? There's no corporate tax, right? Like, guys, you have to understand that, like, business can thrive in different parts of the world based on incentives, and nobody's going to want to thrive in cryptocurrency in India if this is the type of shit that they're going to keep going with. So, right. Love the Indian people, but government garbage. Sorry, go ahead.
We understand why the government feels the need to protect investors, but is taxation the proper route? It's important to understand decentralization places more risk on the investor to protect themselves. In my opinion, the proper approach would be to regulate and verify the legitimacy of these exchanges. Each exchange should prepare investors and bring awareness to the risk of self-custody.
Yeah.
So they're going tax first, but there is illicit activities happening, and we did see Indian investors have lost $128 million to fake crypto exchanges and wallets.
Exactly.
So go, regulate the exchanges and also have your investors know the risk that comes with decentralization. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Yeah, like I just said, it places more risk on the investor to properly manage their money and their crypto or whatever it is.
Bring some responsibility.
Cut that last part. Yeah.
No, you're exactly right. And bring some responsibility on the investor. I agree with that. Now, 135 million, is that what you said?
Let's see. 128 million.
128 million. And the crypto market overall went to 3-point-something trillion in value. So if someone's not telling them, hey, don't send your cryptocurrency to a random address that promises to send you some more back, then maybe Twitter needs to do something if that's where they're getting the info of wallets, or Discord. I don't know. But people.
We'll get it too easy, crypto. We'll get it too easy, like FBI. We'll do a little investigation. Yeah. Be like, hey, are you a real person or not?
Yeah. Shout out to Rug Pool Finder on Discord. Those guys. Look, the move here is for countries and governments around the world to kind of get an idea of, okay, let's think of the people first, and then let's start to think about the businesses, because this game is about the bankless, and the mass adoption will be happening from bottom to up, like we talk about, because the top don't want it to happen. So that's the only way it can happen. So for the countries and governments around the world that have no idea what they are doing, they are acting with a real sense of irrationality. There we go. And these countries need to take a look at Latin America. Latin America, great transition, huh? No, JK.
Yep. Speaking of Latinas, According to a recent survey conducted by MasterCard, over 50% of consumers traded or used cryptocurrency. And I thought it was interesting that 51% also transacted with crypto. So they're buying it, they're trading it, and they're using it in transactions.
So we talked recently about a high percent of Asia's population invested into crypto. And that was, I do remember, it was like invested into crypto, not using it for transactions. But this article is going into talking about how the consumers actually used it, and so I ask a question: who will really benefit the most in that scenario? The person that utilizes it, or the person that invests and trades it? And my answer for that was, well, history has shown that in the long term, investing is a great way to secure future value, but utilizing decentralized currency could be just as beneficial in the long term. It could, because then you're not being sanctioned. I mean, I'm not saying pro any country that's being sanctioned, okay? I'm saying like sanctioning can happen even to people that are trying to get a business loan in the United States and they're on the wrong side of the aisle and they get told no because your political views don't line up. And yes, you are seeing that in this country. And yes, we did fight for that kind of conversation to end, and yet it's starting to happen again with all cultures. Why does it matter? You're in the United States, you're in the freest land in the world, and you're telling me that we can't be out here getting along? Come on now. So, you know what, dude, Latin America seems to be just kind of nailing it, dude. And I mean, they're kind of looking at it like almost from the standpoint, what do we have to lose? We got tons of people that need banking in a banking system. Guess what? Blockchain. Boom. Nailed it.
Right, exactly. And you nailed it, because it said that Latin America is a region that's been affected by inflation, economic instability, and political regime changes.
As Congress continues to figure out if they will allow freedom to be the leading policy in the U.S., we have Coinbase trying to figure out if they're going to be about the community or the shareholders.
Right.
This was my favorite part of the article, bro. But before I go into it, I want to know your perspective on where Coinbase stands now based on what we've talked about, but also based on your own opinion. So I kind of want to, because you and I this whole week, this is like our decompress, right? Like we kind of wait all week to really finally talk about everything right here, right? Based off of what you understand, Coinbase, like where it's at. What do you think about everything that's going on with them?
I mean, it's interesting to watch. I feel like they're the closest. They're working the closest with those that are going to be regulating. They're playing by the rules. I mean, if anything, they're the guinea pig that's walking up to the government and being like, okay, so how are we going to work this out?
Yeah.
And, it is a little more centralized, and they are working with the government, and they obviously have to abide by the rules that are set when you become a publicly shared company.
Yep.
And, that's it. We trust Coinbase for that kind of regulation style is like we've talked about. We trust Coinbase, their vetting process of which cryptos. Yep. That's like one of the last checks. I'm like, okay, it's on Coinbase. It's likely one of the safer plays that has been looked at. And
yeah, like seeing Flow get listed the other day. Yeah, it's down a grip, but Coinbase looked at it and said, yeah, this obviously needs to be added to our exchange. It needs to be added to our arsenal. So, absolutely.
And they're still pushing innovation. They enabled transfers on Ethereum competitor Solana, and now scaling solution Polygon. So, they talked about the Ethereum fees, and it's, they're saying that the USDC stablecoin and the network's native Matic token. Oh, hold on.
You're good.
Word vomit. I didn't want to read it because when I said like Ethereum competitor Solana, I was like, now I just feel like a guy in a suit. All right. No, we're ready. We're ready. So they're still pushing innovation forward, and they, this week on the news they said, "Oh God, that's not it." Dang it!
Give yourself a clap.
I think Coinbase is still pushing innovation forward. They enabled transfers on Solana and Polygon. Eligible customers will be able to use Polygon to trade Ethereum, and the USDC stablecoin, and the network's native Matic token. and they're also going to be. You'll be able to use Solana to trade USDC. So they're still working, and they're still. I mean, please,
yes.
everybody, help out Ethereum fees and all that. Whatever gets the job done.
Whatever gets the job done. Absolutely. Coinbase has been with the growth of cryptocurrency since I very first started at the end of 2017. And so I'm now at the point where I've seen them grow to this point. I've still used them. I don't want yes, of course, guys. We're not happy that we can't win everything, but that's the great thing about a free society is everybody gets an opportunity at playing the game. It's just who comes into the game playing it in a very greedy way and gets caught, right? I guess you could say. So Coinbase seems to be walking a very fine line with consumer and legislation and lawmakers. So I'm not gonna be out here when I don't see really any other cryptocurrency companies showing me how they're lobbying in Washington D.C. As much as Coinbase does. I don't know. I mean, look, I don't follow the exchanges and all their announcements like that, but I seem to see more about Coinbase than any other exchange. Right? Would you agree with that?
Right.
Okay. So with that being said, I can understand how Coinbase wants to remain the UI friendly, okay? In computer engineering terms, UI and user experience, so UX. So user interface. You want both of those to be able to work in a seamless fashion so that people have easy access buying cryptocurrency. And Coinbase was always the easiest. And so I've always wanted to show people Coinbase Pro because of the fees. I don't want people spending $3-4 extra on a transaction when they could pay pennies cheaper, or pennies instead of dollars. And so I saw this week when Coinbase Pro was closing down. I was a little upset. I was like, okay, those buttheads are going for the wallet, they're coming for the fees. And when I remembered that they were coming out with Coinbase One or C1 or whatever, they're just going to do a monthly, you pay for membership or whatever, you sign up and you pay and you get 0 fees for every transaction. And I'm not going to lie, dude, I'm about that. I would way rather do that than have each one. And I think there's something to be learned there. So Coinbase, and this is where I knew we were going to get to this point with a natural conversation. You ready? Because I was kind of curious. I really believe deep down that Coinbase is somebody that needs to be respected by the crypto community. Even though we're out here going, yes, you guys need to watch yourself, guys. Come on. We gave you this power. We brought you our value. We helped develop your market. You needed liquidity. We provided a lot of liquidity. Yes, you have shareholders. You've gotten both sides. You get to double dip. Come on. So don't get greedy here is all we're saying. And when yes, absolutely. When everybody was talking about how you guys fired employees when you guys weren't even taking off on, sorry, you guys got plenty of cash and then you guys didn't take away from the CEOs, but you fired jobs. Guys, this is not crypto. Absolutely. So I'm hot and cold. I'm hot and cold, man.
Right.
So
and I'm okay with them being, everybody starts riding a bike with training wheels on. If they're the exchange where training wheels, you got your elbow pads and your helmet, knee pads on too. I mean, go for it. We'll send you to the regulators or the bad guys, whatever they are to you, and we'll see what happens.
That's all right.
But like you said on Coinbase Pro, I think I initially just overreacted to the headline of it because when I got into the article, they pretty much said they're replacing that feature. They're replacing it with a feature named Advanced Trade. And, I mean, it's pretty much, they said it will have a lot of the same setup as Coinbase Pro. It's just like some things got fixed, some people walked in some suits and were like, hey, we do have to clean this up a little bit. Everybody, they called Coinbase Pro the worst kept secret in crypto.
Well, it used to be Mt. Gox. is what it used to be called, and then it got bought by Coinbase, and then they turned Mt. Gox into Coinbase Pro. And so that's why a lot of people didn't know that Coinbase Pro existed, where you could, have cheaper fees. But there's other platforms like Binance, you have cheaper fees. FTX, they're doing really low fees. I think KuCoin has opportunity for lower fees. There's different, and dude, this is the thing that I'm trying to kind of make sure everybody understands. These projects that are working under the hood to make their blockchains more efficient, to scale the size to the masses, right? Those guys are going to be able to I lost my train of thought. Damn, bro. Damn. Right as I'm saying those words, I'm like, it's gone. It's lost. Poof. I will not get that back. Will not get that back. All right, dude. Here's a great transition here. Coinbase to FTX. We also have discussed that as investors, you should be looking for who is putting in the work while shit is tough. That's what I was talking about. That's what left my mind. Are you fucking kidding me?
Get back to it. Ready? Should I cut it?
Yeah, go ahead. So it's you guys need to be paying attention to who is working under the hood, and the fees that are cheaper when you go to do a decentralized exchange transaction. It will be cheaper than some centralized exchanges. When we get to that point, that is where the government should be terrified. Terrified, bro. Because why would you ever buy cryptocurrency ever again on a centralized exchange if you can do it for so much cheaper on a decentralized exchange? So that's why I consistently use decentralized exchanges to understand that experience, understand the fees. How is it working? Like, I did a transaction with Ethereum with Matic. I did that on Exodus, and you can do these things. And that's how you're seeing the community develop, man. And that's what's really exciting for me, is like watching who's working under the hood. So
right. Were you just referring to Exodus? You've bought crypto directly through them? Because I've seen that's a feeture now.
No, so
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it, and I don't know if I'll do it or not, but I've always used their decentralized exchange, and I usually go from like any from Zcash into any other coin. So like, I'll buy Zcash from Coinbase, and then say there's a coin I want to buy on Exodus that's not on Coinbase. The fee is so much. It's not crazy expensive.
Yeah. When we saw that Zcash fee, we were like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes it's going to be worth it. And I understand as traders, it's like, why would you do that? Well, as a person that doesn't want everything tracked by the government, right? I think that, and I mean, that's fair game, dude. This is my value. I pay my taxes, the money that I earn, the money I spend. When I cash out my crypto, I pay my taxes. And so when I am a part of a decentralized community and I bring home value to the United States and pay my taxes and support my, the front line workers of the United States, like I feel like there should be a little respect there, right? But we're not getting that as citizens. We're being told that everything that you do has to be monitored in some type of way. And then there has to be a flag thrown in the air if you signalize any threat to society now. There's like that, any free person in this country should feel very uncomfortable. And that's why decentralized economics makes so much sense. Because if you're able to decentralize value, you can create value in other places without the government stalling innovation. And that's what we were talking about with India. And that's why decentralized economics is going to thrive. Dude, we're working under the hood. This shit ain't perfect. Dude, we started seeing the bear market with Ethereum with those gas fees. Ain't nobody wanting to spend that much money to transfer Ethereum. Shit was crazy. And now Ethereum is cheaper than gas, regular gas at the pump. Like, crazy to think about.
I'm like, I would rather just fill this up with Ethereum. That's what we'll be saying after the upgrade.
Yeah, dude, that was brilliant right there. That whole part, like it's literally gotten that wild, and this is where checkmate happens. Is that the government is not moving fast enough, And not are they not only move not fast enough, they're not using any strategic brilliance that is available to them through our entire country. Like there's some of the most brilliant minds in the world. And Charles Hoskinson sits in front of Congress. How many of those people do you really think went home and took that knowledge and studied it? How many do you really think did it? That's infuriating, bro. God, dude. And that's real quick. That's the that's
I love
bro.
the God, dude.
Yo, bro, that's the same shit as the Big Short, bro, in that movie. People are out here not only screaming that this shit could happen, right? That they're also putting their bets and shorting that it's going to happen and destroy the United States economy. And nobody listened. In fact, they laughed in their faces, bro. Laughed in their faces. And it's like people out here talking about cryptocurrency and sticking to their convictions right now will be rewarded. And it will not feel good when it happens. It will not feel good when it happens.
Right. But hey, the best thing that could happen is all these technologies being tested, because when they don't have a fault, I mean, hey, that just is proof. That's proof of work. That's proof of stake, whatever you want to call it.
Give me a break.
I have been contemplating. I mean, I feel like everybody has seen FTX everywhere, and I'm like, okay, how many exchanges is too many exchanges? Because I think I'm in FTX. I'm probably going to start it. Shout out to my boy Izzy Vortex. I told him, we were just chatting on Twitter, didn't know each other. I was like, he sent me a referral code, and I was like, I respect that. I respect that.
Love that.
And I was like, I promise you, if the time comes, that I will use your referral code. So
let's go.
I'm thinking about it. I don't really use Binance too much, but I'm already worried. I'm like, hey, is there a such thing as too many exchanges? Because Tether 8% staking is what I'm hearing. I'm in for that.
Use what works, right? Use what works. So for me, I know what works for me. I like buying cryptocurrency through one exchange and then transferring them and utilizing the benefits from many others. So sometimes, just because the fees on the exchange are high does not mean like in the fees of the transaction, right? And what I'm really talking about is like Gemini. Gemini fees are really similar to regular Coinbase fees. They're high. But they're really, but the platform is easy for somebody to understand. So if I have somebody older getting into crypto and they really want to get behind crypto because they understand what it is, Gemini is a great place to start. Love that. Binance. If you are advanced, go into Binance. Fees are way cheaper. Okay. They offer way more than a lot of different exchanges offer. But the thing is it's Binance.us and they offer less than regular Binance. So maybe you're not getting the full, impacts of the market. I don't know. I like FTX. I did some homework and check this out. I opened it up. It was my old account. I had one Solana in there. That's how I minted my Madville villains. So the Solana that I lost from that one project, open up my FTX and boom, there's a Solana. I was like,
you got a second life, baby. Let's go.
Second life. So shout out to the Madville villains. I'm a villain. I'm cool with it. I'm about it. I'm rocking with it. This is cool. I like the art. Bro.
But you were touching on Gemini, and the staking is what brought us there. We were like, holy cow, look at all these opportunities that now opened up for us through Gemini. And now I'm hearing FTX. They've got some opportunity you can't get everywhere. So
and I'm about that. And by the way, it makes me happy that you found someone, Izzy. You said USDT. And you're talking about how that they're using that on another platform to be staking, and it's a stable coin. And that makes me happy to hear somebody else with USDT, because we got people with USDC, we got people that believe in DAI, and people believe in their stable coins. And I think it's really good to have a variety and diversification in understanding stable coins. It's really important. And so I don't disagree. There's people out here that will scream till their face turns blue that USDT is from the devil himself and that nobody should own any of it. And then there's people out here going, dude, they audited themselves, they're fine. And then there's people saying they manipulate the market. There's so many other things they're talking about USDT. Whatever, dude. USDC, if you're that mad at them. DAI, if you're that mad at them. Like, you got other options. And
right. And I asked Izzy, I was like, all right, so you have a good amount of Tether. are you worried about it just dropping out of the sky like Luna's stablecoin did? I mean, he said he trusted it, but he's diversified a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, I'm okay with putting like 80% of your bag in one place, but you trust the exchange, and that's on everybody else to decide for their own portfolio. But
That's right.
I mean, hey, they got that attack last week, and it seemed to have went well. That's all I know about Tether. So,
Yeah.
hey, you just act like a stablecoin and survive, and I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, this markets are always about survivors, man. Losers don't thrive. And last week we covered how Kraken was bringing the vibes, and this week it's FTX and Sam. And I'm gonna tell you, all y'all kings out there and queens, y'all keep building. This is something to fight for. If we don't prop up cryptocurrency in the United States as quick as we possibly can before the government screws it all up, we will miss an opportunity of a lifetime. So I think we just do and ask for forgiveness later. And I kind of like FTX stepping up, like Kraken stepping up. Coinbase, in a way, they have stepped up. Gemini, I like Gemini, like I just said, for those simpleton terms. You know what I mean? I like the Winklevoss twins. I don't doubt them. I haven't lost my faith. So.
Yep. And now the only exchange we haven't talked about is Crypto.com. They accepted Apple Pay for crypto purchases in U.S. I mean, I think the convenience alone, Apple Pay, very easy.
Well, it's about time. They came in with a good strategy to attract their customers. You asked earlier if they did 100% cancel those fees or those yielding returns. And
right. I think I remember sending a screenshot, right?
Yeah, I remember you sending a screenshot. And not only that, I remember that there's a small possibility that they actually retracted that statement and they didn't go fully with it. I don't know if you remember that either. But regardless, Crypto.com, you guys know damn well about customers first, man. Customers first. You guys put your name on the Los Angeles Lakers and Staples Arena, man. I mean, Clippers too,
Staples
but whatever.
Staples Center. But Evan's just trying to put some smudge on your name because you guys never sent him his Crypto.com card.
Yeah, not only that,
after staking that crow.
Yeah, not only that, they lost my Luna. Not that it was ever worth anything.
Hey, you don't lose my Luna. Only Dokwon loses my Luna.
But these
Anonymous is on him. Be careful out there.
Yeah. Oof. Well, hey, Crypto.com. I'm rooting for crypto, period. Okay. Before I got invested in Crypto.com in 2021, with you, I saw them in 2018 the first time, and they were actually Monaco MCO or something like that. And then they changed to Crypto.com, and they used to be something different. And I've seen them grow, and once I realized that I had access to them, I've invested right into them because I knew that was going to blow up. A debit card for crypto, direct, come on. And so Coinbase pushed theirs, Gemini pushed theirs, and different exchanges have their cards now. And so Crypto.com needs to be, more creative. This was a creative way. Apple Pay. How many people use Apple because of how easy it is? Come on. It is what it is. Crypto.com, very ingenious. Now, please think about the customers first. I think that should be the topic next week, bro. Customer first, So
yeah, you're talking to a guy who served the service. He was out there. He was right. You want to tell him?
Yeah, I served my time.
Evan was a bartender. You don't disrespect a serviceman like that.
You don't.
You thank them for their service.
Hold on. Every time we talk about this, we do need to shout out our service members so they know that we know where the real respect goes to. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, yes, as a bartender, I understand what good service is. And Crypto.com, you fell short. So I've heard other people say the same things. This is not me slandering your name. I'm saying there is a huge opportunity for y'all. You got a great opportunity. Come on, it ain't about what it is today. It's about what it's going to be tomorrow. Come on now, let's keep
We're
building.
All friends here. We rode crow to the top.
We rode crow to the top. we fucking rode crow to the top. Let's go.
We'll build back better with you, though, as well.
Yeah. Shout out to the EU and Biden.
Yeah, shout out to Joe Biden. You heard it here first.
You want to hit that?
FJB? Yeah. So we got Goldman Sachs leading investor group to buy Celsius. Not the energy drink that makes your heart stop, but the crypto exchange that makes your heart stop.
Was that on the fly comedy?
Yeah, that was a freestyle. I'll be
Let's
honest, I didn't read this article.
I have been doing this with you for a while now. Let's go, dude. I can see it. Let's go. Yeah, Goldman.
I literally only know that because I had a panic attack because I was drinking. Like I drank it too late, and then I was like, I'm literally going to be up until 3:45 a.m.
and had an anxiety attack, huh?
Going to sleep.
Yep, been there, dude.
But
been there.
Celsius is actually. I can't even lie though. Celsius is mad good, and it's not that bad. It's just strong. I'm not used to an energy drink. It's not an energy drink.
You ever
Whatever
had
it is.
Bang?
Who freaking cares? What? Literally, Bang is what I had last night. I also, well, yeah. What?
Bang is bad, bro.
I know.
Bang is bad.
Actually, I had a really bad time with Bang last night. Alex will tell you after, but she was like, "Yeah, no, your heart rate was like it was like 52."
Oh.
Or my beats. Yeah. I was like, my heart was on chill mode. I don't know if it's because of the zoo, or I don't know if it was because I was petrified of mountain lions all weekend. I know we're getting off topic, but
You're
one
good.
story. We're pretty much locals. We were playing pool at this bar like all weekend, and we became like friends with the bartender. She remembered Alex's name like the next time. Then, she was like, oh, she was like knowing our names. So I was like, I feel comfortable with this. You know me. You've been around me when my brain goes somewhere else, especially around new people, and it's like you see me like the meme kid who's holding his breath with the vein coming out of his head. So the bartender walks by, and I'm like, oh, I gotta know. I have to know. And then she walks away, and I'm like, dang it. And Alex looks at me. She's like, were you about to ask her if there's mountain lions like in the city of Pine? And then, and she did say yeah. Jody said that there's mountain lions in Pine. There's at least 2 that she knows of. And then I was scared all weekend. But we'll go back to, what do you think of Goldman Sachs buying Celsius?
I think if they got the assets for it, Goldman Sachs has been a financial institution for how long? I'm not going to be disappointed. Celsius has a lot of digital assets and a lot of assets, period, that I think Goldman Sachs could benefit from, and that could benefit the U.S. Come on, I'm pro-U.S. So all these people, get their tax write-offs, and they don't pay as much taxes, but they get all this money. Well, they create jobs. They create 6-figure jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like people that good with numbers work at Goldman Sachs, right? And then there's obviously the corrupt ones that work in different places. Who knows? We don't know. We're not involved. Pro crypto.
Yeah, what am I, the FBI? No, I'm maybe a female body inspector, but I certainly don't work for the government. Not the federal government.
This is great. This is great, dude. Hey, you guys pick up the crumbs, whatever, dude. Celsius. I'm past it, bro. I'm past Celsius. I'm past 3AC. I'm past Luna. I wanna go back to building. I'm tired of this downward market because we're letting other people tear it apart.
Well, exactly like you said, the game is made up of winners and losers. The losers that learn from their losses are the ones that come back to win the day. This is where you get back up and get back in the game.
Let's
at that
go.
pep talk. We got a hockey player right there.
Let's go. Good shit.
Oh, look at them. These guys are raising the Too Easy crypto flag.
Right.
Literally, that feels like it's a historic moment.
Without further ado, I think it's time to get into it, bro.
We're chasing financial freedom, and we value every single week we dollar cost average in, and that's what these crypto moves are about.
Let's go.
We evaluate them. We try to use these prices of like, hey, we feel like these cryptos are on the same level, so whatever your portfolio needs, but this is what we're looking at. I mean, we're going to put Bitcoin and Ethereum on this list until further notice for sure. So Bitcoin under 22K and Ethereum under 1,300.
I mean, so this week, you and I, we sat down and we started discussing some of the technical analysis stuff that you've been learning. And you and I both decided like I would start going towards like fundamental stuff, and you were going to start going towards like more technical stuff. So I was going to look at news and you were going to look at graphs. And so
Right.
now we both come across news and we both come across charts and pointing things out, but there's like we want to specialize in certain parts so we can bring it all together and share it with our community. And so this week you shared with me that you had learned the what's it called?
I've been using the Fibonacci
retracement tool.
And since we're looking at it from a dollar cost averaging standpoint, I was looking at support and resistance on the hour, on the 4 hour, and trying to make this exact list. You know, like I said, we're trying to pick these apart and find what we feel is on the same level of value, and whatever your portfolio needs, here's a well you can draw from.
Yeah. And so when you look at these graphs from now on, anybody that's following along with us, on these graphs, you're getting support zones and you're getting resistance zones. And not only that, he takes in a spreadsheet fashion, gives you other numbers to look at different ranges. And then also when he does the actual technical analysis, he's using Fibonacci levels, showing you where you can find these levels. And so these, and now, what is Fibonacci? Look, mathematical equation, whatever it is, how it works, that's whatever. But the tendency of people that have been in the investment community for a long time to use this trading or investment strategy seems to have paid off. So we've been diving more and more into it, but we've always talked support and resistance. Okay. Now that we understand more of this level, we want you guys to know that our support levels and resistance levels, when we find them, we use the Fibonacci retracement tool to be able to provide you more accurate data. So shout out to Trizzy. These graphs are sick.
Right. And shout out to all the people that have taught me. You know, I'm learning from all these crypto traders that you've brought to me, and I'm like, hey, what sources do they use? I'm trying to absorb every piece of information. I mean, I would hope that's what we're all doing. Because, like, what I would say why we just keep it so basic and why we keep it too easy with the Fibonacci retracement is these are 10. I mean, I take about 3-4 hours a day, Saturday morning, and do these. And that's just the kind of time it takes to look at these charts. So keep it simple, just support and resistance. You want that technical stuff? I mean, hey, I'm willing to learn. I'm trying to learn, and I'm not going to be providing it until I'm like, oh, this is mad game. I got this. But shout out to another new addition to the Too Easy Crypto Squad, Truth Spreader. Met him, and he gave me some links. I'm like about to hop on that info real quick.
Let's go. Run it. And shout out to New. We added a new coin to the list just because we haven't been talking about other cryptos, just because we kind of stick to our own portfolios, which our community is developing. So we're just kind of learning also. So we added BNB. We felt like we should kind of talk about this. What do you have BNB under?
We got BNB under 250.
Okay, under 250. BNB at one point, I had an opportunity at buying it at $30, shot myself in the foot. I wish I would have done it at the time. BNB is known as a smart chain, and they offer something called IEOs, which is initial exchange offerings, and they allow other projects to offer an initial offering of value and liquidity into their projects from the Binance Smart Chain. And so one of the projects to do that was Raven Chain. And so I know a little bit about Binance Coin. I know a little bit about Binance. I know a little bit about CZ. The thing is I don't live in other parts of the world. I live in the freest part of this world. Technically, they say, right? The United States is the freest part of the world, right? So I'm free to pick which exchange I want to use. And so I got to think about many things. You know, I got to think about what kind of taxes I'm going to have to pay. What kind of fees do I want to pay? What's easiest to use? What do I want to show my friends, my family, my community, you know? And that's why FTX, bro, I'm so glad we started talking about that this week. We needed a new one. We did. You know, Coinbase is shutting their doors, and that's how I've been doing it now for 3-4 years. So FTX, hey, dude, you're on the list, bro.
All right, so BNB, and like you said, this is a newer coin for us. So everything that I was putting inside of that like Excel sheet and the videos, like I was really watching too, I gave the information because I don't feel like it's right to be just, it's not financial advice. But here's everything I looked at from fundamentals to basic support resistance. I mean, I like BNB under 250 for sure. Next, we got Cardano under 60 cents.
Yo,
shout out to Charles.
Yeah, shout out to Charles. Yo, being in front of Congress, holding it down. Cardano, whatever, dude. Whatever. People want to talk shit. Cardano's a great project. It's doing a lot out here. Be careful. Watch what happens here. We're starting to see some moves differently here, We're
Right.
starting to see things change, so
And Charles talking like that in front of Congress, that's like, that was good vibes. And then you add Solana and their, not ability or lack of ability to continue to stay on, I guess you could say, is opening a bigger door. Like we play with these NFTs and we're heavy Solana because of that. But Cardano, they got their own thing going on. I think they got some opportunity here.
Yeah, I think so too. Solana's price really bounced back from the support of the NFT community. These people that really love Solana because of, utilizing it for creating their DAOs and their organizations. Solana's just super fast, super cheap. But there's gonna be other projects that are gonna be coming up. So it's like the problem wasn't Solana's blockchain. The problem was the bots. And so the bots coming in, and then these bots figuring out ways to congest the market so bad. Dude, it's the most efficient market, technically, when you think about the way the blockchain works. Now, literally, right now, in the world, this second, is it the fastest blockchain? No. But neither was Bitcoin at one point. Now we got Lightning Network, okay? It's like things will build and develop. But the way the Solana blockchain communicates, that is something that is as innovative as the process of regular blockchain fundamentals in Bitcoin. So I mean, it's
right,
crazy. So,
but this is why we do what we do, because it's like, all this good stuff, and then I'm still like, hey, if a project is under attack and it can't withstand the attack, well, then we have issues. But that's why I think it's a really important time. And like you said, I mean, they get under the hood, they communicate. Let's see. I mean, for me and you, I know like the last run, we benefited from Solana, and I think they deserve that, they deserve that. They deserve that back in the ecosystem from me after that. So, we're going to keep being in the NFT community, keep trusting Solana, but just know that the door is open for projects like Cardano and Algorand and all these others. So next we got Shiba under 0.000. I don't know if I did enough zeros. 13.
I was looking for that same decimal place. Instead of 11, I was looking for 0.08. So wherever 0.000011 is, I was looking for 0.08 instead of 11 as an area to buy. And the reason I was looking for
I like that.
You know what I'm talking about, for real, or no? You playing with me?
No, I know what you're saying.
Oh, okay, bad. I didn't know. Sometimes you sound a little funny with your seriousness. I don't know if you're being for real or not. Don't be. Hey, listen.
Yeah, no, Alex has that issue all the time. We get in fights, and I'm like, no, I'm just freaking monotone.
Shiba's a great testament to what a community can do when it comes to value. So the community is really propping up its price. I wanted to throw it on there this week because 7-day, 54% up. Yes, could it come back down just as hard? Absolutely. I get that. I understand that. But it's community. People got to understand what made Bitcoin. Community. It wasn't the federal government,
Yep.
It was us adopting it, people. So Shiba Inu's got a big culture backing it. So don't count it out.
I agree. And I think this was my most surprising. I was like looking at Matic under 65 cents.
Damn.
But when you look at the chart, I'm like, hey, I can't confirm, but that is forming some pretty sexy little patterns in there.
Woo!
and recovered well, especially with that Coinbase news.
Yeah, I mean, it went up to resistance. How long is it going to stay there, and how long is it going to take to go up? You know what I mean?
Right. But I mean, like I said, I mean, you're just kind of evaluating the whole market. I mean,
Yeah.
things that are setting up nicely, of course, if Bitcoin doesn't move forward, it's until things are a little more positive, that's when the alts will start shooting up and you start getting a little bit of like faith back in the market. You'll start seeing alts like, pump one at a time. And I
Yeah.
was like watching Matic and I was like, this could be an opportunity. I mean,
Yeah.
because I'm still learning, but this looks like inverse Head and Shoulders, and then it was looking like, what do they call it? Teacup looking thing. And I was like, oh, if we get some positive Bitcoin movement or even just stay green and
Yeah.
to the smallest decimal point, Matic might get a little pump. But
Yeah. I mean, when you got involved, people thought cryptocurrency was stupid. You know what I mean? When you
I think
remember
they still do.
remember when you bought your first set of Cosmos, Algorand, and Tezos? You're like, no way, dude. This ain't gonna pop off. And now look at what you're
I
doing.
said, bro, I'm going to jail. I just made this money. Okay. Sounds good. I'm going to use this profit to call my lawyer really quick.
Yeah.
That's what my first thought was.
Well, I mean, you've really seen this stuff grow in a crazy way, and then you've seen it come back down in a crazy way. And talk about craziness, like Chainlink, right? What do you have it under this week? 8 again?
I mean, I put it under 8, but this is going to be on the list for a while. Like, I think a Chainlink under $7, no matter how long you have to wait. I'm so long on them. I pause. Yeah. They got me long.
They got me long.
Chainlink, I mean, I love that. And there's a lot of other people who know more than me that are just as pumped. So Chainlink's been one of my heaviest buys. All you got to do is continue to zoom out.
Exactly. And when you look at Matic's graph, and then you look at Cosmos, Adam's graph, you can see how it's, I mean, these bounces, the bounces want to go. People want to see, and Cosmos, hell of a buy, dude. Hell of a buy. You're getting a 17% staking, okay, yield on Atom average, and then your current price right now is around 8-7, high 7. And I mean, when I first got my first bag of Atom, it was at like $4. So I mean, we were talking about how it was at $40 what, 4 months ago, 5 months ago.
Yeah.
I mean, and now people are getting the prices that they've been looking for, and now you can't find any of those people.
I've been going so hard on Cosmos and Chainlink. And like you said, you see these little bounces. When people say that fundamentals like don't really have an effect on the market, or I don't know if they do say that, but like these moves up on those 7 days are just strictly based on what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. What's going on news-wise. But I mean, we can move into the next one as well. Algorand. And this puppy's got tons of opportunity, and these blockchains that are out here building infrastructure that is going to bring the masses, and NFT markets. There is room for NFT markets to grow. Now, how are they going to be taken serious with the cryptocurrency market? Algorand, NFTs, are they going to be taken seriously? I don't know. I'm not a crystal ball kind of guy, but I can tell you putting all your eggs in one basket is always a terrible decision. So don't discount Algorand. I like Algorand. What do you have it under?
Under 40 cents.
Woo.
Love the fundamentals. I mean, strongest fundamentals. That's what I've been saying for the last 2 months. Everything's been going good. And every time Solana goes down, Algorand's their meme culture. They're like, hey, it's been such and such however long since Algorand was essentially created. But they're like, it's been this long since we went offline.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Algorand, they just put in work. I mean, I believe in them. They got a clean looking brand. Shout out to our little crocodiles for making the Australia Zoo a little better.
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you guys do this week? Well, we shout out to Steve Irwin, making a better world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did you do? You probably get wasted or something?
Yeah.
I bought this crocodile JPEG, and it was just kind of a donation to the
Trizzy, Troy, my guy. Episode 24 in the bag. Thank you guys for being here. This is As always, one of the most humbling experiences of my life being here doing this with Trizzy. Enjoy this more than anybody could ever imagine because I love this culture and I love being a part of it. So
even if nobody makes it to this part, we're freaking talking crypto like this anyway.
Yeah. So, but thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Yep. Shout out to the two new fellas. Let's keep growing.
Let's go.
I'm excited. Let's go.
And
we're taking over the world, baby.
Shout out to Easy Tyler.
Shout out to Easy Tyler.
It's always shout out to Easy Tyler.